right now we're talking with Matt. Matt's mom has a few $1,000,000. Mom's 78 years old, considering where am I going to spend the rest of my life? Matt says, well, I got this broom closet over here, Ma. I got a cot and an air mattress. That'd be great for you. And Mom is like, hey, you always were generous. Thank you, son, but maybe not today. Am I summing up correctly there?
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, exactly. Except for the offer. It's slightly different, but close enough. So.
Yeah, okay. It's a walkout, Mom. It's not a basement. It's called a walkout.
Yeah.
You can break the window and climb up. It's no problem. It's really a bedroom. Got it. Anyway, here's the thing. If you're looking at the continuity care places, there are different rules that apply than if you're looking at a skilled nursing facility. So if you're looking at a skilled nursing facility and you say, hey, I got $3 million, and they say, great, come on down, and you come on down, you can then take your $3 million and do some planning with it, some of the Medicaid planning that we talk about. And that's A-okay. There's no problem with that. Different when you're doing a continuity of care. See, with the skilled nursing facility, the theory was, these are federal entitlement programs. You're entitled to your entitlement programs, and they can't condition care on you waiving your rights or impinging on your rights to federal entitlement programs. You can't do that. That was the idea with the traditional skilled nursing facilities. They made an exception in the Social Security Act for continuity of care programs. In continuity care programs, what they said was, whatever you put on the application, we're holding you to. Okay, so you can't monkey around with that. Okay, you can't do any planning. Okay. So you give up your right to do planning, which is why your call is exactly at the right time, because we haven't applied yet. Your mom hasn't decided where she wants to go. You haven't applied yet. Great, you're not locked in. So here's the way these continuity care places work. You put in $250,000 or whatever, and then that goes away over time. The $250,000 goes away 4% a month or something like this, and you pay, of course, for the rest of it. And then the theory is that when you're down to whatever, or you need skilled care, they'll take the rest of it and then apply for Medicaid. The problem with the continuity care thing is you never get to zero on the refund. That's the potential refund. And what that does is it makes you pretty much permanently disqualified from receiving the Medicaid. Okay. But the continuity care program contract requires that before you get any benevolent fund benefits, that you qualify for the Medicaid. Well, you can't qualify for the Medicaid if you don't qualify for the Medicaid, and you can't qualify if you've got this deposit, and the entrance fee is now viewed, and this was a change during the COVID, it is now viewed by Department of Health and Human Services as if it was a deposit. So you're screwed coming and going as far as that goes. Now, okay, so that's regular folks are getting reamed on this stuff. I mean, it's terrible. And you never hear about it because nobody really understands. Doesn't it sound kind of confusing? I think it's pretty confusing.
Oh, yeah. By design.
Yeah. Well, and how do you explain it? Oh, yeah. Mom got kicked out of the long-term care. She bought the contract, but then she got kicked out because she had to qualify for minimum. And by that time, it's like, tell me about the football game, right? You know, who? Yeah. Okay, whatever. Any more stuffing? Okay. So this is why it's beautiful right now, because you're not going to declare that you have any more assets. Mom's not going to declare that she has any more assets than we need to get through the 5-year period. Now, here's the deal. If mom gives money away, 5 years later, it doesn't count against her. Okay. And the way the estate tax works, the estate and gift tax works, is you can give away $15,000 to whoever or I think it's like 16 or 17 now. I forget exactly, but it's up there. You can give that away to the grandkids, to everybody. And so people are all doing that. But what they don't realize is it's over 13 million now. All right. Yeah. Every year it's another 15,000 per person, but you can give away 13 million. She's only got $3 million. There's no way she's going to hit the limit. Okay. So don't even worry about that whole annual gifting thing. Forget about it. Doesn't apply to you. So, but you don't want to do that anyway, because it's mom's money, for crying out loud, mom and dad's money. And we don't want to give it away right now anyway. There's much better way to do this. Plus, you interrupt her investment portfolio, and it's psychologically damaging. Oh, I had the life savings and hubby's gone, but I got this to remind him by, or whatever. And now it's all gone to the kids. Oh, that's a whole nother dark night of the soul kind of situation going on. You don't want. Okay. So what do? When we apply to the long-term care facility, to the continuity care place, it's like, hey, look, here are the assets I'm declaring to you. I've got, $250,000 for the entrance fee. I've got $350,000 in investments. That's what I've in my name. That's what I've got. Now, what we don't say is I've got another $2.5 million over here in trust. And we say on the application that these are the only assets I'm disclosing to you for consideration for entry. And guess what? If you've got the entrance fee plus another $350, you are head and shoulders above most of the applicants. Okay. You're going to get accepted. The fact that you are very honestly and openly saying there are more assets out here that I am not disclosing to you. And you see, the key with all of this stuff is just tell them what the deal is. Just be honest. What a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Don't deceive. Just tell them, look, this is what I'm telling you. There's some other stuff I'm not telling you, but I'm telling you that I'm not telling you about the other stuff. Make your decision based on this. Okay, because what we're going to do with the other $2.5 million is we're going to put it in a trust. Okay, we're going to put it in a what we call Medicaid divestment trust or whatever, and then we put it in the trust. Now, mom is still the trustee of the trust. We would probably advise that you be a co-trustee of the trust. Okay, so mom has control over, we call it testamentary general power of appointment. So she gets to invest it. It's still in her name. The income still comes to her tax return, right? So she has a very real sense of ownership of this money. But for Medicaid purposes, she divested the money. It's the same as if she had actually written Matthew, here you go, Matt, here's $3 million or 2.5, whatever it is. Here's the money. And you say, thanks, mom. And, I'll always remember you. And if you need long-term care, I'm here for you. Well, okay, that's a way to do it. But you don't have to do it that way. Mom can actually retain control over those funds and trigger the divestment period, the 5-year divestment period. Okay. So you bought into the continuity care thing. You got your $350 to pay your way through that you disclosed to them. All right. They're all happy. They're overjoyed to have your mom as a resident because she's in a much better, much stronger financial situation than most people are. So they're happy with you. And I got this other $2.5 million over here, right? Just kind of hanging out. Mom's doing whatever she's doing with it in terms of investing it and what have you. Okay. But at the end of 5 years, right? Now she's down to 50,000, but into some money still on the contract, right? Now now that $2.5 million is off the table for Medicaid purposes, not at risk anymore. So now when it costs $20,000 a month at long-term care facility, right? And then mom then all the rest of the money, boom, goes in a heartbeat. We still got, now she'll qualify for the long-term care for the Medicaid, but I still got $2.5 million set aside to get the extras, to pay for the extras for mom. And if she chooses to have that go to her grandkids or her, faithful son, well, that's up to her. Okay. So,
Sure.
but these are things that need to be done in advance, because if she writes up the application and says, I got $3 million, she's now on the hook, right? For the $3 million.
Gotcha.
So you don't want to do that. I would not think you would.
Is the Medicare divestment trust, is there a special classification of trust as far as the IRS or whoever is concerned versus a regular old, living trust or,
There absolutely is. And if you don't mind, hanging on again, we'll spend the last segment talking about exactly what goes into that trust. It's not a revocable living trust. It's not the typical thing that people are doing. Very typical for us. We've done about 20,000 of them now, but by and large, no, it's not what people are doing.